Farms sits on 300 acres of idyllic Vermont countryside, just 1.5 hours outside of Burlington. From its charming standalone cottages to its new treehouse accommodations, the endless array of activities, and its always fresh farm-to-table menu, it's everybody's New England dream come true, no matter what season you decide to make your trip. It's local and it's low-key, but it finds itself on the bucket list of many, and it's certainly an Indagare favorite hotel. For its 30th anniversary, the hotel was given a refresh, and I'm excited to introduce you to its incredible history and heritage, as well as its most exciting innovations. Join me to discover just what makes Twin Farms so special. Today, we'll kick off with a behind-the-scenes property tour, including a first look for the Indagare community at the exclusive new Treehouse accommodations. Welcome to Twin Farms. I'm so excited today to be with Managing Director John Graham and co-owner of the hotel, Tracy Tang, for a really special visit to this beloved American iconic hotel. We are going to be among the first to see its new tree houses, but before we get to them, I thought we should get a little bit of the history of this very special place. So I would love to hear from both of you and take a tour of the original building.
Well, we are so glad that you're here. I'm so excited to show you Twin Farms, Melissa. My family was lucky enough to become involved with the resort in 2018, about 5 years ago. We were attracted by how special and truly unique and authentic the hotel is. And as we have worked to make improvements and additions to the property, we really tried to balance respecting and honoring the heritage of Twin Farms and at the same time updating it for a new generation of guests. So excited to show you around.
I have been a part of Twin Farms for about 10 years now, and it's just an extraordinary place with extraordinary people. And I think we should get the tour going and start with the original 1790s farmhouse. So right this way. Come on in. So I thought we would stop in the foyer to the main house. It has its origins in the 1790s. But this became a well-known retreat, not until the 1920s when Sinclair Lewis bought this farm and another for his fiancée, the famed journalist Dorothy Thompson. And Sinclair and Dorothy made this their home from the 20s all the way through the 50s. Right this way.
And John, isn't there a story about the house being part of a wedding gift?
Yes, absolutely. Sinclair Lewis, who was our country's first Nobel laureate, proposed to famed journalist Dorothy Thompson. And she said, yes, but there is one condition, and that is you buy me a farm with lots of fresh Vermont air. And Sinclair bought not only a farm, but he bought the one right next door to it and named it Twin Farms and presented it to Dorothy as a wedding gift.
So this was part of the original farmhouse.
Yes, in fact, this was the kitchen. Jed Johnson, who was the famed interior designer, made this really the heart of the modern day version of Twin Farms. If you know Jed Johnson's story, he was an extraordinary individual who was playful in every way, and that playfulness comes through throughout the property, including all the little polka dots that you see here, which he created by cutting a potato in half and dipping it in paint. And he created this really subtle bar here, which was really one of the first references, and you knew you were somewhere different, unlike a traditional hotel or resort where you would make the bar front and center. He chose to create something subtle and just recessed in here.
I love this bar because in the early evening, you come in for dinner and there's always someone standing right there welcoming you and offering you a cocktail, and there's lots of activity, and they make incredible cocktails here.
Yeah,
so
we have an extraordinary team here, And hopefully you get to feel that quickly.
Yeah.
So we'll make our way into the barn room. This is my favorite space. It's in part because of this incredible design, but it is mostly because I know that Sinclair added the barn to the property for he and Dorothy to do their writing. And so they would sit across from this big, beautiful window, which they brought in by train from New York. So I wanted to tell you a little bit about the interior design. The Milton Aviary painting, the famed interior designer Jed Johnson took this piece and created the rest of the room from it. So all of the colors that you are seeing that originate in the painting carry through the rest of the property. The other thing I wanted to show you in this Roller Wilson, a funny little piece because it's on a piano hinge, revealing two things. The Twin Farms emergency bar, tucked away back here, and also Twiggs' desire to remind everybody that while this is a stunningly beautiful barn room, this is in fact still a barn. So he shows you here the history.
Oh, fantastic. I love the little dachshund corkscrew opener.
Yeah, so the creation of the emergency bar was the result of a collaboration with Stave Puzzles, and we created a weekend in which we centered on prohibition. And so one of the events was the scavenger hunt throughout the property, and so we were searching for gin around the place. So
That's a good hiding place.
it was a good hiding place.
Twig was a big collector. In addition to collecting art, he collected so many other things which you find kind of sprinkled around the resort.
Twig was not above tongue-in-cheek. There's an extraordinary painting, which is a Jasper Johns, one of my favorite pieces in the property, playfully across from the washroom. If you could follow me, we're going to just stop in the main dining room, right this way. Can I welcome you into our main dining room? If you could come through. This dining room was added onto the barn room, which Sinclair did. Now Thurston Twiggs Smith added the main dining room and anchored either side with a beautiful stone fireplaces.
The fireplaces really make this so cozy, especially in the wintertime, but oftentimes they're roaring at dinner time. The dining room is scheduled for a pretty significant overhaul. We definitely want to maintain the beautiful old farmhouse look, the vaulted ceiling, and at the same time bring more natural light into the dining room, create more kind of private nooks for dining. We'll be doing some booths over on this side and just update the dining room.
We're going to make a stop in the Lewis Thompson dining room. So you can see why Twig had to build a whole new dining room. So this is the spot that I really feel history in this property, both with Twig and Sinclair and Dorothy originally. This is a space where I imagine some really fun times were had and some extraordinary conversations were enjoyed in this spot. And it's one of my favorites. The furnishings are all original in here, which I love, and I hope we always keep these pieces because I think these sort of things carry a spirit or a soul of a property, and I think they're magical. It's a spot today that we use for private dinners.
And they entertained a lot here, didn't they, Dorothy and Sinclair?
Yeah, this was often the case, and when you entertained in those days, you didn't come for the evening, you came for several weeks at a time. So I can imagine over time, these friendships were so important to each other, and of course they didn't have television and all the distractions that we have today. And so the sense of belonging and the sense of community that came from these gatherings is something I would have loved to have seen. I'd like to show you Washington Suite, one of 10 suites around the property. So Twin Farms is made up of 20 total accommodations at the moment. Our 10 suites, 10 cottages that are set on 300 acres. So we'll start with the history side of the property in Washington Suite here. We often talk about the fact that Twin Farms has been known for this extraordinary contemporary art collection, but it is also known for its incredible collection of arts and antiques, including Americana art that's nowhere more prominent than here in Washington Suite. This particular room, I oftentimes see guests gravitate to it, often in the winter. I call them expats, when New Englanders have moved out to California, but they want to come back and experience New England in the fall and everything that's wonderful about being in this part of the country.
I love how all the suites and cottages are one of a kind, and the attention to detail in each one, like the red, white, and blue mosaic tile on the fireplace. It makes you want to just come back over and over again and stay in different rooms and have different experiences each time.
We come through to the games room. So the fact that we're in Vermont is really important to us, and it's expressed in all sorts of ways, including the fact that our neighbors help us to produce much of what we're serving. We have these extraordinary partners throughout that really celebrate what it means to be in Vermont. And one of the examples of this is this beautiful puzzle created by Stave Puzzles.
I love how you have these partners and you kind of curate the activities for hotel guests.
I think it helps to create an experience that can't be replicated somewhere else, and that for us is such an important part of the experience. You can experience things like downhill skiing, you can go skinning, you can go cross-country skiing, but the opportunity to just sit and be quiet and breathe and enjoy one another, that's available to you too. So I thought we'd go outside and show you some of the rest of the property, and I think eventually head to the Treehouses. So right
Fantastic.
This way.
How spectacular.
Beautiful day.
Gorgeous.
So we'll make our way out to the main terrace here. This is a great way to get a sense of the layout of Twin Farms, starting with Dorothy's Gardens right below us here, just stunningly beautiful, and then leading out to our main terrace, which was just recently expanded, including the addition of a pergola, new heating, and new stonework. And we do a lot of meals, breakfast, lunch, and dinner, especially on a gorgeous day like today.
I love the open fire cooking on the weekends, like the rotisserie chickens. You can smell them from clear across the property. Yeah.
And this is a wonderful little spot right here. The fire pit, this is a great place to have a nice glass of champagne before dinner and just get a glimpse of the great Vermont sky.
Yeah, it's gorgeous.
At night here.
Melissa, I'm going to leave you in John's capable hands for the rest of the tour. Thank you so much for coming up to see Twin Farms. And I really look forward to all of your members and guests coming to see Twin Farms in person and experience the new Treehouses firsthand. Thanks again for coming.
Thank you so much, Tracy.
Thank you, Tracy.
See you later.
See you later. Melissa, let's head over to Twiggs.
Okay.
Melissa, welcome to Twiggs. Twiggs is our newest dining venue and one I am so excited to share with you. Twin Farms is inclusive, and the foundation of the experience is this culinary program, and the foundation of that is the notion of simply being a guest and allowing us to create on a nightly basis a different offering based on what's available on the farm and in the neighborhood. This is a counterpoint to that. So here in Twiggs, you do order off a menu. You choose what you'd like, how many courses you would like, and when you'd like to enjoy it. Really relaxed, playful space. Also designed by Michaelis Boyd. The concept with Twiggs was to bring the outside in, so you can see the covered bridge just behind the bar. And even this hand-painted wallpaper, this is all a reflection of the reeds in the ponds. And one of my favorite pieces on the property, the Nam Pak Jun piece, he's considered the father of media art.
I love the way this reflects the barn up at the main house. So there's a nice kind of conversation between the two restaurants.
And if you go around the corner here, you have another Donald Roller Wilson in this one. And you can see where the interior design team had a little bit more to say by adding the lamp just adjacent to the painting to create this illusion of shadow in the painting. So if we can, we'll pop into the kitchen. The idea here is to create not only a counterpoint in terms of the optionality, but to have as the basis of the cooking here our Argentinian wood-fired grill. It is just an absolutely wonderful spot. The concept here is no spaces out of bounds for our guests, no behind the curtains thing, it's all front and center. You take us as you find us, but you're welcome anytime. Melissa, I'm now going to take you up onto the mountain and show you some of my favorite picnic spots.
Fantastic.
Melissa, I'm going to show you the lift shaft.
Great. Oh, this view is incredible. Oh my gosh, and even that picnic table is gorgeous.
Perfect place to have a picnic. So Melissa, we can't spend all day here. We've got lots to see and a couple more picnic sites. Come on over.
Wow. This is amazing.
Thank you.
How beautiful. What a fantastic spot.
Wish we could stay, but I think we've got to head down to the gardens and then on to the tree houses.
Okay.
So Melissa, this is the farm, and this is Nathan Rich, our executive chef.
Nice to
and
meet
Anna,
you.
who manages our farm.
Hi, nice to meet
Which
you.
we're thrilled is the case. But for right now, I'm going to get you back on the tour.
Okay.
See the tree houses.
Nice to meet you both.
Bye, guys. All right, Melissa, we're here at Studio Cottage. I'm really excited to show you this one. Let's go inside. Come in, Melissa. Welcome to Studio Cottage. As the name implies, a play on an artist studio or workshop.
I love the paint on the floor.
Frank Stella on the wall.
Oh my
David
gosh.
Hockney.
Jim Dine right there. Lichtenstein. I mean, this is incredible. It's a museum in your living room. It really is just incredible. But I also love the light. It feels like an artist studio. This is just spectacular.
We have indoor-outdoor space for
Oh my gosh.
indoor-outdoor hot tub.
This is like a New England hammam
There we
with
go.
a hot tub made of stone. I mean, it is really gorgeous.
So we'll just go upstairs for a moment.
Oh, this blonde wood is just gorgeous.
I love the fact that the
And another
bedroom
fireplace.
is not enclosed. I love this sort of play with the artist studio, where the artist would have just sacrificed sleep, everything being about the art. And
Yeah.
I think it's just such a great play.
And then the bedroom is just tucked up in this lofty
Yeah.
kind of nook, but it's still got a fireplace. It's really divine, so cozy.
And you can see right away that this is a one-of-a-kind, extraordinary cottage. Like no other cottage at Twin Farms, this cottage has been designed to really bring nature in. Absolutely beautiful, and it looks like it's sort of just evolved from the earth. Come on in. This is Aviary Cottage.
Oh, wow.
And Aviary is perhaps one of our most popular cottages, and really the best example of bringing nature in as much as possible. And it has a second floor that we'll pop up to. What I love about this room is it doesn't reveal itself to you all at once. You have to sort of wind your way through it to get the sense for just how beautiful it is.
So you
are up
said
in
this
the
is
trees.
the inspiration
Yeah.
for the Treehouses.
Yes. In a number of ways. Of course, it's the foundation because the tree houses are laid out around it. Of course, because of the avian theme, and because there's a sort of a contemporary vibe, these beautiful lines, and this effort to bring nature as close to you as a guest as we
Yeah.
can. So now that you've seen Aviary, we're ready to show you the tree houses.
Okay, I can't wait.
Melissa, this is the moment I've been waiting for, to show you our new tree houses and show all of Indagare just how wonderful I think they are. If you
Okay.
could follow me, we will start with the one to the left, and that's known as goldfinch. So each of the tree houses takes its name from a bird that's found on the property. So we'll start with goldfinch to the left here,
Okay.
and then we'll make our way into hermit thrush. So there's a moment here that I love. There are two moments. When you come to Twin Farms, when you arrive at the gate, your heart rate drops. For me, when you arrive at the tree houses, your heart rate elevates. So you haven't taken a step up, but by the time you make it out to the deck, you are up roughly 22 feet up. So come on in. This is the treehouse. This was designed by the team at Michaelis Boyd. They do such a beautiful job of seamlessly connecting nature and design, but also connected human nature.
I can certainly see the nature and design part. I really feel like I'm in a fantasy treehouse. It's almost like a bird's nest.
So it starts actually back here, as it would in a treehouse, where you're really cocooned. This is the dining area, so you're in this sort of cocoon spot. And this is the part where I feel like this is really connected to human nature and able to just witness the world. So I'll take us out onto the deck.
Oh my gosh. You really realize just how high up you are
Yeah.
out here.
Yeah, you're-
For some people, this might be too high.
Yeah, you're up here. Wow. And and then just look up and listen.
It is like being up in a bird's nest.
So you'll see the outside of the building. This is all mushroom wood, or wood that mushrooms were harvested on, and that's when we picked the wood up and repurposed it. All of the tree houses are clad in this mushroom wood. And I think it's the best illustration of the beauty of the imperfection.
Yeah. It's just magical. And I love even that the porch rail
The
has an
curvilinear,
organic
yeah.
curve to it.
Yeah.
And the whole thing. And you're in amongst the trees as they sway.
You can
It's
feel it,
just
yeah. So the room has been designed to experience the day throughout the day. From the morning, the light is changing in the room throughout the day, and enjoy Vermont throughout the seasons. So even when you come in here, go back, and we'll look over towards the bedroom here. You can see that the bed is actually pushed forward and to the side so that you're close to the windows. So give you that sense of waking up in the trees.
I love the way the fireplace hangs down too.
We can turn it on. There we go. So the feature that I think is fun about this fireplace is if you're out on the deck and you want to enjoy the fireplace from the deck, you can articulate it around.
Oh my gosh.
And if you're in the dining area, just twist it around.
How amazing.
Isn't that lovely?
It's really lovely.
I can't wait for it to be the middle of winter and give that a shot. So let's take you into the bathroom and show you the...
I mean, the room is going to change color with the seasons. It's green now,
Yeah,
it'll be white in the
that's right.
winter, it'll be orange in the fall.
And it'll change with the light during the day. We didn't want you to have a ton of space bouncing around in a big cottage. The idea was to be in a treehouse.
But you haven't lost any of the comforts you
No.
want. I mean, you don't have to give up to bathtub to be in the treehouse.
No.
And what a bathtub with that view.
All the baths face out to the woods to give you sort of an indoor-outdoor bath experience and sort of have this combination of cool air, hot bath feel.
And I love even the detail of the linen on the door and the hardware, which is
all
at
residential.
wabi-sabi, as you said.
Wabi-sabi, yeah.
Not about perfection.
Isn't that proof of the beauty of not having been the perfect cylinder there?
Yeah. How gorgeous. This place is just magical. I think their biggest problem, John, is going to be getting people to leave the room because I'm not going to want to leave. I mean,
I'm hoping for that.
it's just magical. And people could have dinner served in here.
I think that what we'll see is a lot of breakfast.
What a perfect hideaway.
Thank you.
It is just divine. And believe it or not, I've seen quite a few tree houses in my day. And this, I have to say, takes the cake. It is just gorgeous.
So the idea was leave everything alone.
Yeah.
Don't landscape it. And so when you come out here,
No, that's what part of what makes it so special is you feel that you're really in the wild and the untouched wilderness, and it's not about it being manicured at all.
right. Come on in. This is hermit thrush. Same neighborhood, completely different light, all just changed by the proximity of the trees in the area.
Yeah, it's incredible how different it feels. And as you said, it's just the light and the location.
Slightly different bathroom. In this particular case, this is an ADA compliant room. So you'll see things like the grab bars here. You'll see wider distances between.
And the sinks going two ways. Yeah. John, thank you so much for this amazing tour of Twin Farms and for letting Indagare be the first to see these incredible tree houses.
Thank you, Melissa. It was absolutely a pleasure. And I thank you for your time, and I thank the Indagare community for tuning in, and hope to see you personally. Allow us the opportunity to serve you and to welcome you to this extraordinary tiny little corner of Vermont that I absolutely love. Thank you so much.
You are so welcome. Thank you so much to the Twin Farms team for showing us around today, and to you for joining us. I know many of you are eager to return to Twin Farms and to come and discover the brand new tree houses. One of the things I love about being here on property is what a great reminder it is of just how much there is to explore in our own backyard. In future episodes, we'll bring you a 3-part culinary series, which will include cooking demonstrations as well as a look at how the food and beverage program has always been a huge part of a stay at Twin Farms. And I hope that you've been inspired to consider a trip to Vermont.